Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. We're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over. The soldiers take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the we celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high for the glory. Yeah, waiting for our time to come, calculated. Everything done, we've upgraded. Now you can't outrun a champion. Now you face the world, can you hear them? Yeah, it's all for us, you believe them. Yeah, it's serious. We're gonna stand up. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory. For the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the home. I'll ruin your record, I'll back it up right now. I cut like a razor, some college trophy engraver. I win it, God, I'm so glad to be in it. Can't wait to stay to get it. This is my life and I live it. Ready to turn up when it's all that. Taking advantage of all that. Keep it on average, it's all that. Pretty short and your team scratch. Tell me what's I'm a damage.
All right, you are done. It's on you, brother. Hey, y'all are done. Can you hear me?
Khan.
Hey, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, Khan. All right, Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.
All right, Khan. Shalom. Everybody in the chat, thanks for tuning in.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom. Yahweh. My rock a thumb.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Y'all about Shem Yahweh Rock a thumb.
How about him? Yahweh Barak Thumb.
Shalom, shalom. Hey, I don't want you breaking up a little bit. You breaking up a little bit there. Khan. I hope y'all are doing well, Israel. We have a nice presentation for y'all tonight. I'm here with, of course, Adawan Mayakaya. He's coming right back into the room. We got Adawan Yakum Yah, and we got the mighty soldier Darak.
Shalom.
We have a few things that we'll be presenting for you brothers and for you sisters tonight. Of course, I'm gonna come with the law for our Torah time, and then Adawan Mayakaya has a nice portion of meat for you brothers and sisters. He's gonna be going into Leviathan. So stay tuned for the whole show. And make sure that you have your pen, your pad, and your sword ready to go. And make sure that you're taking notes and that you're being edified and not just entertained. Kind. And if you brothers got anything that you want to say before we get started?
Live.
Shalom.
Con. All right, so let's jump into the Torah. We're gonna start off with Psalms. Before we get into it, we're gonna start off with the Psalm 37, and we're gonna start at verse 1.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Read.
For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither away, and wither as the green herb.
Read.
Trust in Yahweh and do, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed.
Read verse 4 as well, 4 and 5.
Delight thyself also in Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto Yahweh, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass.
And that's the kicker. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about the evildoers in this world. Don't worry about what's going on in this world. You really need to worry about verse 4 and verse 5. Delighting yourself in the Most High, and committing your ways to the Most High, and committing your ways to his laws, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
Yeah, precept. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and we're going to start at the top. My son, forget not my law, but let thy heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
Go ahead and break it down for him.
Hey, don't forget the Most High's law. When you keep the laws and the commandments of God, he said, for a length of days, a long life and peace, they shall be added to thee. That stuff is gonna come with it.
Salaki, precept. This is a precept, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. See, the fear of the Most High, that's the beginning of your knowledge. And that's coming back to these laws and statutes and commandments. Fear the Lord and come back to these laws. That's the beginning of your knowledge.
And it definitely won't be in vain. If you hearken to the Most High, you hearken to his words. Pick up at verse 8 in Psalm 37.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 37, and verse 8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth.
So that's your reward in the end. That's your reward of enduring and being and having perseverance to inherit the earth. Read down to verse 12 to verse 11.
Come. Verse 10. For yet a little while, and the wicked, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
Con. So delight yourself in the Most High's laws, His statutes and commandments, and He's going to give you the entire earth. And you can delight yourself in peace in that day, right? So part of of course, there's two pieces to the key. There's two keys to the door. You know what I mean? The faith in Yahweh Shai and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, right? So we're gonna jump right into it. And what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about thievery. We're going to be talking about deception, and we're going to be talking about taking advantage of a brother or sister's unfortunate situation, right? So let's get Exodus 20 and 15 real quickly. Real simple scripture.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 15. Thou shalt not steal.
Con. So you would think we can read that and the book and close the book on the rest of the topic. Like we understand fully, don't steal, But stealing can be nuanced, and the Most High knows that our people can be wise to do evil. So He made it a point to go into detail about the nuances of stealing, right? And that's kind of what we're going to go into a little bit today. Because our people, like I just said, are wise to do evil. I had a brother tell me a while back that he never stole a thing in his life. He robbed people, but he never stole, and he made that difference because he wasn't doing it with deception. So for him, it was an okay thing. He wasn't being deceitful. I also remember the Adawan Kanal teaching on the street corner one day, and he was talking to a brother, and the brother was hitting him with, which is correct. He said the law, statutes, and commandments are really common sense. We should all be doing these things. So why are y'all out here? And then Adawan Kanal had to hit him with, not everybody has common sense. That's what we're trying to give them, common sense, right? So for most of us, it's crystal clear. Thou shalt not steal, and it's just as simple as that. But for some of us, we really need to go into the nitty gritty and get into the details of it. So that's what we're about to do. Let's jump to Levi 19 and 11. The book of Leviticus 19 and 11.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 11. And it reads, Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another.
Con. And this is all said together because it's all, it's all really in the same category. Stealing, lying, and dealing falsely. Read on.
Con. Verse 12. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shall I profane the name of thy power. I am Yahweh.
Con. And yeah, we do this a lot. We do this a lot in the world, especially with the younger generation, they saying, on God all day long after every sentence and lying through their teeth, still saying it. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Con. Verse 13. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him the wages of him that is hired. Shall that not abide with thee all night until the morning?
Okay, so this is what we're trying to we're kind of the Most High is showing you that there's different types of stealing, right? Because this isn't just plain and simple like you have something, I wanted it, I grabbed it, I put it in my pocket, and what I'm saying, and you don't know about it. This is going into being defrauding your brother, right? If your brother is working for you, what I'm saying, y'all out in the field, and the brother worked all day. The law dictates that you pay that man his wage when the man is done working. You know what I mean? It says don't hold on to the money all night. You know, it's your brother is worth his pay, right? We're gonna jump to Proverbs 11:1 verse real quick. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying, and deal righteously with your brothers. Don't try to get over on a brother just because you can. And you might get away with it, especially with our brothers like doing business and things of that nature. The scripts say that there's a lot of, and I'm paraphrasing, but there's much sin in between buying and selling, right? So you might get over on a brother here and there, but you're not going to get over on the Most High. So definitely keep that in mind when you're dealing with a brother or sister. Go ahead.
Right,
Go ahead and do that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight.
The Most High isn't dealing with a false balance. You know what I mean? And if you think about a scale, you're dealing with, what I'm saying, let's say you're selling brothers some rice, right? You can calibrate that scale to work in your favor. And like I said, you might get over on him. You know what I'm saying? He might not know what you just did, that you cheated him out of a few increments of weight, but the Most High sees it all, right? And he's going to deal with that, right? Let's jump to Leviticus 25:35. There's many different ways that you can steal from your brother, right? Just in the most basic sense, take something, dealing falsely with him, telling your brother that you're going to do something, and you don't intentionally plan on doing it. Of course, sometimes things go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, this week I'm gonna do this for our business. Don't worry about it. But in your heart, you're saying, no, I'm not doing that. I'm about to let that slide. I'm gonna just get over on him. That's dealing falsely with your brother, right? And that's something that's common in this world. And so is this what the brother's about to read now. Go ahead and read that.
Leviticus chapter 25, verse 35. And if thy brother be waxing poor and fallen in decay with thee, then shalt thou relieve him, yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee.
And so, sometimes we come upon unfortunate situations. A lot of brothers came in situations like this, like during when that COVID thing hit. A lot of people lost their jobs or lost some hours and things of that nature. And we all come upon hard times, especially in the places where we live. Keep reading.
Verse 36. Take thou no usury or increase, but fear thy power, that thy brother may live with thee.
So what usury is lending to a brother and expecting increase from that brother. Bottom line, that's what usury is. And living in a capitalistic society, it's big business to do this. You know what I mean? You want to buy a car, they're going to put usury on you. You want a house, hey, you're going to get hit with that usury. You want a couple extra dollars to go on vacation, you get hit with that usury. And the places where we live, on every corner, there's a pawn shop. They're going to hit you with it. And there's a cash events place right on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Hitting you with extremely high interest rates. you know. And the heathen, we're the tell right now. So the heathen is definitely going to do this to us, but we can't do it to each other as well, right? And many of us, we're not giving out loans or things like that. But a brother could be down on his luck. He could be hitting you like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I need $30 to get through the week. You know what I'm saying? Times is rough right now. And you could be like, okay, I'm gonna give you the $30, but Friday when you get paid, I want 45 back. You hitting your brother with usury, and that's wicked.
That's wicked. That's right.
We can't. You taking advantage of that brother's unfortunate situation, and it happens in the world every day. I kind of grew up seeing things like that, and it's just normal. You know what I mean? But we gotta come. Hey, so Jariah said, "Bruce getting taxed." You know what I'm saying? It's not right. It's not right.
Salakia.
Go ahead, Ot.
Even in education, we getting taxed, student loans and things in that nature, man. Hey, on all sides, we getting taxed. We go to the other nations, we get taxed. We go to our own people and they want to tax us.
That's right.
Hey, why can't we have a safe haven with our people? That's the question. That's why these laws are here.
That's right.
Hey, but the Most High's ways is so different from the world. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go somewhere saying like, hey, I want a 0 interest rate on this loan. Like hey, they're gonna laugh in your face. You know what I'm saying? They're not dealing with that at all. And like unless you paying cash, and they still gonna hit you with some type of tax still. You know what I mean? Well, let's go to Leviticus. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy and let's read 22 and verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 1. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother.
So this is another unfortunate situation, and it's most of us, we don't have cattle or anything like that, but if you see a brother, in what is describing in this situation is like you see a brother's cattle going away from his land or in the middle of the road. You know what I'm saying? It's saying not to ignore that, and to help your brother out. Keep reading.
Verse 2. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, and if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thy own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it unto him again.
Kind. So the brother's sheep is in the road. You're supposed to bring the sheep back to the brother, like, hey, here you go, Ak. And he's the water, Ak. You know what I'm saying? This thing always get out. I appreciate that. I'm gonna fix my gate. You know what I mean? If you don't know the brother, you're supposed to take the sheep and you're supposed to hold it in your household. Keep reading. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, now I'm gonna read verse 3 as well.
Okay.
In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and also shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost things of thy brother, which he hath lost, and thou hast found. Salakia. Shalt thou do likewise, thou mayest not hide thyself.
Kind. So this goes for it says for raiment, for his ass. It goes for anything. You know what I'm saying? We have the rule in the world, the finders keepers. Like we can't be like that with each other. You know what I'm saying? And this is talking about cattle, but if you think about it in the minor sense, especially with this scripture, it could be anything. So you at Walmart and you see a brother drop a $20 bill. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in the world, might step on that thing, like let them go by.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's and they don't see it that way. Hey, that brother dropped it. You know what I'm saying? It's open. It's open.
Finders keepers.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Hey, and that's how we dealing with each other in the world. You know what I'm saying? But the Israelite thing to do, the the thing that a brother that's really believing in this truth, the thing that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pick that $20 bill up. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Ak, you dropped this. You gotta be more careful.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you do that, the brother might look at you like he crazy. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Con, the world, they'll be like, praise God.
Right.
I do this, praise the Lord.
Hey, Con.
That's a
Hey,
blessing in the skies.
Con.
What they think.
Hey, brothers be like that. You know what I'm saying? Off of a brother's unfortunate situation. The brother lost the $20 bill, and you say, "Oh, thank God, I needed that." You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go straight to Burger King. You know what I mean? And you really feel like the Most High blessed you in that situation. You know, hey, they said if it's Esau, I'm keeping it.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I ain't mad at you, sis. I ain't mad at you, sis.
Like it.
Keep it. If it's Esau, keep it.
Go ahead, Ak.
That happened to my father. He had cashed his check at Walmart, and he had dropped his wallet. Hey, he was heated. He had went to the they looked at the cameras and stuff, and luckily the person who found it, they brought him back his wallet. They brought it to the customer service desk at Walmart. A lot of people wouldn't have did that.
Right.
You just cashed your check, and your wallet is full of money. Hey, brother's not bringing that back. Brother, hey, they see your ID in your wallet. They thank God for what's his name, man. I'm gonna go ahead and spend this money.
Con. But keep reading on that, Ak.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, and verse 4. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again.
Con. You know what I'm saying? So you see a brother in a bad situation, his ox, and Yahushua spoke about this, even on the Shabbat, you know what I'm saying? If a brother's ox falls into the ditch, you're supposed to help that man out, even on the day of rest, So don't take advantage of a brother. Don't sit idly by when you know you could do something to help that brother out, and especially if you're trying to inherit the earth. You know what I'm saying? The best course of action is for you to heed these laws. You know what I mean? And this is how we always speak about love. This is how you love your brother, doing these little minute things where you could have easily just, been a watcher, you know what I'm saying? But you getting involved in loving your brother, you taking action. Love is an action word. Right? So we're about to let's go to Deuteronomy 14. Let's go to Deuteronomy 14, and we're going to read 22.
Book of Deuteronomy,
chapter 14 and verse 22. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year.
Kind. So a tithe is just giving a tenth. That's all a tithe is. You know what I'm saying? And this is talking about your crops every year. Keep going.
Verse 23. And thou shalt eat before Yahweh thy power in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear Yahweh thy power always.
Keep reading.
Verse 24. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Yahweh thy power shall choose to set his name there, when Yahweh thy power hath blessed thee.
Read one more. Read verse 25.
Then shalt thou turn it into money, and bind up the money in thine hand, and shall go unto the place which Yahweh thy power shall choose.
Kind. So I brought out this scripture to show you, brothers and sisters, that it's the same thing. Like, of course, they were talking about cattle, you know, but cattle was a form of currency back in these days. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't say money directly, but it's saying that take your cattle if your distance is too far. You know what I'm saying? And trade your cattle into money, or take your wine, or take your corn, or whatever you have, instead of carrying that burden that long distance, turn it into money. You know what I mean? So even though it's a little echo, can y'all hear me better now? Okay, Con. All right. So even though it's talking about, you know, cattle and sheep and ox and corn and things like that, you know, it's the same thing. It's really just currency, right? You know, and in the book of Job, you know, you can see this again, because it talks about how rich Job was, and it started going into his cattle. It started going into his children. You know what I'm saying? That was the buying power back in those days, right? So today the buying power is our fiat currencies. You know what I'm saying? So we have to still, you know, treat our brother and treat these currencies the same way that the brothers was doing back then. We can't lend usury. We can't be stealing. You know, we can't profit off of a brother's unfortunate situation, right? So let's go back to Leviticus 19, and we're going to read 9. Because this goes into some of the nuances a little bit as well, because we're gonna read it. Go ahead, Art.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 9. It's like here. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not roughly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleans of thy harvest, and thou shalt not glean thy yard, neither.
Lakia.
Okay, kind of so like it.
So it says, "Thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field; thou shalt not gather the gleanings of thy harvest." So it's totally different in these days. Like, pretty much everything is. But you know, back in biblical times, back when we was in our righteousness, if we had a field and we were growing crops, it was unlawful. It was sin to reap the whole harvest. You know what I mean? And it's going to explain to you why. Keep reading.
Verse 10. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyards, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am Yahweh your power.
So even though this is your field, it was your workers, you know, putting in the effort, putting in the labor, you were using the water from your well. All that crop is not yours. You know what I'm saying? That's for the stranger and for the poor, the brothers that are in unfortunate situations. Because that's supposed to help our people out. Like, we work as a community in Israel. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's difficult to be like that today, because, you know, you see a brother on your land, you know, the first thing that you're going to think is there's some type of problem. You know what I mean? But it was different back in these days. Like, you could go to a brother's place, you know what I'm saying, and start eating off his grape field. And the brother looked at, like, all praises, I was able to help this brother out, and he's eating my fruit. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I applied that new technique to help my brother out. You know what I mean? But when the point where you getting greedy, like, oh yeah, I need to make every penny off of this vineyard, that's when you're stealing. You know what I'm saying? And even from a practical standpoint, you know what I'm saying, there's definitely benefits to letting your fruit, you know what I mean, fall and drop. You kind of get like a recycle those nutrients from those fruits. You know what I'm saying? So, and we're going to go deeper into
Hey, Shalakia,
Israelite agriculture a little bit later too. Go ahead, Adawan.
Shalakia, you speaking on, how our ancestors used to deal with one another. That's why in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 54, it says the tender and delicate, okay, brother. The tender and delicate brother. That's how we used to deal with one another, okay? We had love for one another because we saw each other, as ourselves, okay? When you keep in the law, statutes, and commandments, that's how you treat your brother and that's how you treat your sister. Okay, y'all hear me all right there, Aki?
Khan, I hear you
All right,
good,
fine.
Adawan.
Hey, go ahead, Ak.
All right, so we're gonna jump to Leviticus 22. Salakia, Exodus. We're gonna go to Exodus 22, and we're gonna read through this. And verse 1. We're gonna start at verse 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 1. If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, or 4 sheep for a sheep.
Khan. So hey, you steal from your neighbor, you gotta give that brother back 5-fold, 4-fold, depending on what you took from him. Keep going.
Verse 2. If a thief be found breaking up or be smitten, he die. Oh, that he dies, Salakia. There shall no blood be shed for him.
Khan, and hey, that's the stand your ground law right there. You know what I mean? If somebody comes into your place, you know what I'm saying, trying to rob you, and you put the man to death, there will be no blood for him. That's the punishment. That's one of the punishments for stealing. You begin being caught in the act, right? Read verse 3.
Time. Book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 3. If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him. For he should Salakia. He should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft.
Fine. So a brother's supposed to make full restitution of what he stole, or he's supposed to multiply on you what he stole. And if he's not able to do that, hey, that brother working for you now. He's working off his debt. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting away. Read verse 4.
If the theft be certainly found in his hands alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double.
Con. Hey, you gotta restore that thing double. Jump down to verse 7.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 7. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of a man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double.
So, brother Duroc lets me borrow some money. You know what I'm saying? He gives me the money, and a thief stole it out of my house. Then that thief will have to pay double if he is found. But keep reading.
Verse 8. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought into the judges to see whether he have put his hand unto his neighbor's goods.
But if the thief is not found, then I would be going in front of the elders, and the elders would be like, "What's up? What happened?" You know what I'm saying? And they would prove me. They would prove my story, right? Read verse 9.
Verse 9. For all manners of trespassing, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which other challengeth to be his, the cause, both parties shall come before the judges. And whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor.
Con. So potentially, if the judges deem it necessary, a thief stole out of my house, they're like, "Nah, that story ain't adding up." You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense. Hey, pay that man double of your wages. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that we was dealing with each other, right?
Salaki.
Go ahead, Adawan.
Yeah, Esau's system today, they keep the money. that the person have to pay. They don't use the law properly. But if we use the law with each other like it's written, then we would think twice about doing these things to each other.
Con. You know, and most high willing, we'll start to get back on that page. You know what I mean?
Con.
So let's jump to Proverbs real fast. Proverbs 6 and verse 30.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 30. Men, do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry.
Con. So, you know, this kind of, like I said, stealing can be nuanced. This kind of goes into what we were talking about with the gleaning of your crops. You know what I mean? Because a brother is hungry and the brother's trying to satisfy his stomach. The brother
Right.
isn't stealing. The brother is in need, and you have the abundance to help the brother out. You know what I mean? But if that brother comes with a wheelbarrow, you know what I'm saying, pulling down your crops and gathering it and, you know, taking it back home or possibly selling it, now he's the one that's stealing. You know what I mean? Go ahead and read that again. Read that one more time.
Verse 30. Men, do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry.
Ain't no brother gonna look at another brother, you know what I'm saying, and be mad at the brother that he was desperate for food. You know what I'm saying? You might be mad that, you know, he took something from you. Of course, you have a reason, you have a right to be angry about that. But if you really loving your brother, your major concern is gonna be like, dang, this brother really don't got nothing to eat, that he would do something like this. That should be the major concern in a situation like that. Go ahead and read.
Verse 31. If he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house.
And let me get Sirach 20 and 25. So, hey, but even though the brother was hungry, if the brother is stealing, he still has to make that restitution. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no exception. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
right.
so hey, these laws are for all of us. You know what I mean? And just because you're in a bad situation doesn't give you an excuse to sin, right? Go ahead and read. Go ahead and read that. Whoever got it.
Sirach. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 25. A thief is better than a man that is accustomed to lie, but they both shall have destruction to heritage.
Con. So, hey, a thief is better than a liar. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be a situation like we just read about. The thief is stealing for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Some people lie. There's no reason for them to lie. You know what I mean? They just lying to lie. They get a kick out of it. You know what I mean? But even though a thief is better than a liar, the end is still the same. You know what I'm saying? So definitely keep that in mind. Remember, don't steal from your brother. Don't make profit off of a brother's bad situation, and always keep a lookout for your brother. You know what I'm saying? That's how we love one another, right? So that's our segment for our Truth Tuesday, our Torah time. All right, I'm gonna yield the floor and I'm gonna pass it to Adawan Mayakaya. And like I said, he has a big plate of meat for y'all, and we're gonna help him bring out the lesson.
All right, a Shalom, Yasha Allah, Shalom. The brother Yaridan, as always, spoke well in the spirit. Okay, Yaridan, think y'all got to figure it out though. Okay, think y'all got to figure it out. Okay, but we got to make sure, you know, we got our study materials. Okay, we got to make sure we got our study materials when we're bringing out this word. Okay, so make sure you got your King James Bible. Okay, whenever you're on the Sons of Thunder lesson, you need your King James Bible. Okay, King James Bible, your Apocrypha. Okay, all right, let's make sure we got the Apocrypha Concordance. Okay, if you got it, if you're a soldier in this camp, Okay, you got that thing. Okay, all right, and we make sure we got the Grudence concordance for the Apocrypha. Shalakia, I said the Apocrypha concordance. I mean the Strong's concordance. Okay, to go along with the KJV. Y'all hear me? Okay, y'all hear me? Okay.
Con.
And
Con.
also you need something to write. You need something to write with and on. Okay, so make sure you got pen or pencil. Okay, or something like that. Okay, so we can be edified by Shema Mashiach Yahweh. All right. So today's lesson there, Akim.
So Lucky, you cutting out of one.
You're freezing up, Adawan.
I see it. Hey, I don't care about the picture. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Hey, as long as y'all can hear me, I'm good to go. Okay. Hey, so so we're gonna talk about Leviathan. We're gonna do something a little bit different. Okay. The word doesn't change. Okay. Yahweh doesn't change. Yahweh Shai, okay, doesn't change according to the scriptures. Okay. But we're gonna do something and talk about something that we don't normally talk about. Okay. All right. So beginning of the class, if you had the privilege of being on early, you saw, the video playing with Godzilla. Okay. Because contrary to popular belief, you got the fake Jewish man, okay, who owns the film industry. He likes to mock our scriptures.
That's
okay?
right.
He likes to mock our scriptures. So he's trying to give us a glimpse.
You're freezing up. Yeah. My
Of Leviathan. Okay. Leviathan up as far as the picture. Can you still hear me, Akim?
You broke out there for a second. We couldn't hear you. Repeat what you
okay,
said.
but y'all hear me now?
Yeah, Con.
Hey, if it happens again, I'm gonna back out and come back, okay?
All right,
all right. So as we go into this lesson, okay, I want to make sure that brothers and sisters understand that we as Sons of Thunder, we don't claim to have the 100% truth. Okay, we move in the spirit by Shema Mashiach Yahweh. Okay, so if we see something in the scriptures, okay, and when we bring that to our eldership, okay, and they approve it, we're going to teach it. Okay. But we have a lot of respect for our elders, okay, and we have a lot of respect for their wisdom, okay, and understanding, okay. Hey, give me Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. Somebody give me Daniel 12 and 4.
Con. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
God, okay. So the Most High told us that we were going to lose our heritage, okay. And He told us that He was going to make us blind, okay, and He was going to make us deaf, okay. But in Ezekiel chapter 37, He told us that He was going to wake us up in the last days, and we're going to raise up to be an exceedingly great army, okay. And also in the book of Ezekiel, me and Darak was talking about it earlier, okay, how Ezekiel touches on the waters, okay. The waters, okay, standing for, the spirit and wisdom and understanding as well, okay. The waters are going to increase, all right. So we want brothers and sisters to study themselves to be approved, okay. I study yourselves to be approved. Somebody get 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15, okay, because you don't just want to watch videos, okay, to get the understanding. You don't want to just come to a live camp, all right, to get the understanding.
Breaking up.
You want to study, okay? You want to. I saw it by myself sometime to make sure you're still in the faith. Y'all got me?
Con.
Okay, Con. Bring that out.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Okay, because if you're not studying in this thing, you can get caught up. Somebody can just be telling you anything. Okay, they can just be telling you anything. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dig into this thing. Okay, we're gonna dig into this thing. So when we go into the scriptures, okay, we talk about Leviathan. Okay, we see, certain characteristics of this animal. Okay, certain characteristics. He seems to be some sort of sea creature.
Can't hear you.
Okay, he's a sea creature that is indestructible. Okay, that's what it seems like we're okay, and he will be used to destroy and conquer the people of the earth, primarily the children of Israel. Okay,
That's right.
and as a matter of fact, Yahweh has many creatures. He has many creatures set up for the last days, in order to bring his vengeance upon the wicked. Okay, somebody get Sirach chapter 39 real quick. Let's talk about this. Okay, let's see where Leviathan fits in. All right.
The book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 3.
Start at verse 28.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance, in which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them.
That's right. Okay, so there's spirits. Okay, there are spirits that are created for vengeance. Okay, to make sure that Yahweh, all right, gets his will done. Read
verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction.
That's right. Now, we're gonna come back to that scripture later on, but go ahead and read.
Verse 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Every word and every prophecy shall come to pass. Okay, it's gonna happen. Read.
Verse 32. Therefore, being the beginning, I was resolved and thought upon these things, and have left them in writing. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season.
Right.
So that
go ahead and read.
So that a man cannot say, this is the worst, this is worse than that. For in time they shall all be well approved. And therefore,
read verse 33.
Salakia. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 33. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season.
He's going to give every needful thing in due season. Okay? So we got to understand, all right? The Most High is going to make it happen when he's ready to make it happen. Okay? He has creatures, okay, and spirits reserved for the day of his vengeance. Okay? And we got to understand that. Okay? We got to understand that. Scriptures tell us in the last days is going to be a day like no other. Okay? And we got to be prepared for that. We don't know what we got coming to us. So the best thing we can do is gird ourselves up in the laws, the statutes, and commandments. So I saw the brother Perfecto. He posted Job chapter 41. We're going to get to Job chapter 41. Okay? But we need to talk about this thing first. I see a couple of people dropped off, unfortunately. Okay, but we getting ready to get into the edification of this lesson. Okay, all right, and I pray that they come back. Okay, because this is a very special lesson. All right, so hey, go ahead and get me Job chapter 38, and let's break this thing down.
Salakia Anwan, just real quick. I wanna what you just said about the spirits and the wild beasts and the scorpions and the serpents and all the things that the Most High made for vengeance.
Right.
I just want to reiterate the point that made in verse 31, Sirach 39 and 31. It says, "They shall rejoice in his commandments, and they shall be ready upon earth." So they're loving their job. You know what I'm saying? They can't wait. They can't wait for it to be released on this earth. They can't wait to be released on the wicked. You know what I mean? They revel in the Most High's commandments. So exactly what you're saying, Adawan, like we need to revel in them as well.
That's right, brother. That's right. Hey, let's get Job chapter 38. Okay, let's get Job chapter 38, and we're gonna start at verse 1 because when we read the scriptures, okay, we gotta understand context. Okay, we gotta understand context. A lot of times we go to the scriptures and we want to start reading it right from where it's at. That's just like we're kind of being hypocritical, okay, because we're acting like our Christian brothers and sisters are that pick the Bible up and go straight to the New Testament, okay, and they don't know what went on in the Old Testament, okay. They ain't never seen the Apocrypha in their life, okay. Right. Trust me, I was that way. All right, right. And sometimes if the Most High didn't give you ears to hear and eyes to see on a particular piece of the scriptures, you're not going to get it right then. Khan. You're going to get the understanding when he gives it to you. Khan?
Khan.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's go to Job chapter 38, and let's go ahead and start at verse 1 up.
Khan.
Read that.
This is the book of Job, chapter 38, verse 1. Then Yahweh answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, "Who is this that darkeneth counsel by word without knowledge?"
Read.
Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me.
All right, so Job, okay, is he in conversation with the Most High right now? Okay, so we got to understand that Job, he kind of think he got it figured out. All right. Go to Job chapter 34 and verse 5. I remember me and my line Yakuya, we talked about this about 6 months ago. Okay, you know what I mean? This is one of those things that the Most High, pointed out, about 6 months ago, and it kind of stuck with me, because I had to ask myself, why did the Most High really chastise Job? Okay, and I'm not saying that this is the reason, but this right here, it's pretty heavy. Go with Job chapter 34 and verse 5. Read that out.
The book of Job, chapter 34 and verse 5. For Job have said, I am righteous, and I have taken.
He said, away. What?
I am righteous.
Who is Job to call himself righteous? What did Proverbs 6 and 16 say? Somebody get that. Get that real quick. Job said, hey, read, Darak, you don't get that. Darak, you hold that. You hold Proverbs 34 and 5 and read it again. Somebody else get Proverbs 6 and 16.
I got it out.
The book of Job, chapter 34 and verse 5.
Right?
For Job have said, I am righteous.
So Job have said himself that he is righteous. Okay? All right. Go ahead and read that. Proverbs 6 and 16.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
Read.
A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood.
Right. All right. Scripture say a proud look. Okay. And a lying tongue. Okay. You can't be proud in this thing, man. You understand? You can't be proud in this thing. You know, you gotta let somebody else give you that credit. Okay, the scriptures already told us in the beginning of Job that he was a perfect man. Go to Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 2. Okay, Proverbs 27 and 2. Let's link this thing together.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse 2.
Right.
Let another man praise thee,
right,
and not thine own mouth.
A
stranger, and not thine own lips.
That's right. All right. So I want y'all to understand what's going on here as the Most High is talking to Job. Okay. Go ahead and go back to Job chapter 38. Go ahead and pick that back up.
Let me pick it back up at 3.
Yeah.
This is Job chapter 38, verse 3. Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth?
Hey, where were you at there, proud man? All right, when I laid the foundations of the earth, where were you at, God? Okay. Read.
Declare, if thou hast understanding. Who hath laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest? Or who hath stretched the line upon it?
Right.
Whereupon all are the foundations thereof fastened?
All right, read verse 6.
Or who laid the cornerstone thereof?
Who laid the cornerstone thereof? All right. Who doggone birthed the Hamashiach Yahushua? Okay. You know, who created that immaculate creature? All right. Yahweh. All right. So I want y'all to get the understanding of what's going on here. As we move,
You froze up, Micaiah. Froze.
I see it.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to come back in, Adawan.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come back in. You froze up. Yeah, like he was saying that Job had the answer to the Most High. The Most High he's questioning Job. A serious line of questioning that's making Job think about his own righteousness in his own mind.
Hey, Salaki.
Go ahead.
Most High kind of putting Job in his place.
That's right.
Khan. I got a precept too. Again, speaking on that pride thing. Is Proverbs 8 and 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate.
That's right.
So the Most High is not dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Just like the precept that we just read, like let another man speak for you. You know, but don't try to put yourself on the pedestal. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is not dealing with that.
Khan, you back out of Micaiah? He still froze.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, Khan.
Hey, so I heard the brother was bringing out, the fear of the Lord. Hey, so let's go ahead and pick back up. I just want y'all to understand, okay, that what was leading up, all right, to chapter 41. Those of you who have read up on Leviathan, okay, you understand, okay, that Job was being chastised for the Most High, okay, and he got kind of proud for a second, okay. All right, so now let's get into Job chapter 41, okay, because he's talking about these creatures, all right, that he has created, okay, You know, he's talking about creatures like behemoth, okay? Creatures like Leviathan, all right? Creatures in Job chapter 39, okay, that you've never heard before. All right. So, you know, he's leading up, all right, to this discussion. So let's go ahead and go to Job chapter 41.
Khan. This is the book of Job, chapter 41 and verse 1. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with the cord which thou lettest down? Canst thou put an hook
All
into...
right. So as we read these scriptures right here, it seems like Leviathan is some sort of fish, or you know, he's some sort of sea creature. All right. We see that because he's putting a line in the sea, right? He's putting a line down there and he's putting a hook in his nose, all right, and in his jaw, and he want to pull him up out of the water. Read.
Canst thou put an hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make supplication unto thee? Will he speak
Okay,
soft words?
now what is it? Now hold on for a minute. What does it mean to make supplication? All right. What it means to make supplication is he, okay, going to render it all to you? Is he going to become your servant? Now hold on for a second. We got this big sea monster, okay, who is described to be indestructible, and the Most High is asking Job, okay, is this monster going to make supplication to you? Go ahead and read, Op.
Will he speak soft words unto thee?
Is this monster going to speak soft words to you? Okay, now look, we were talking about the Jewish man and his folly in the Hollywood industry, okay? And we talked about how he likes to, you know, play, you know, on our Bible, you know. I was thinking about the movie Shrek earlier, okay? Thinking about the movie Shrek, okay, and how, you know, you had Shrek and you had the donkey. A lot of people don't understand that talking donkey, which Eddie Murphy played. Eddie Murphy don't even understand that he's sitting up here playing a jackass, okay, and it's mocking the scriptures, because we understand that a donkey actually spoke. All right, go ahead and read that again. Is he going to speak soft words? This sea creature, right?
Will he make supplication unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee?
Will he speak soft words unto thee? Wow. All right. Can you imagine Godzilla speaking some soft words to you? Okay. Does that make sense? All right. What's really going on here, man? Ain't no folly. I'm going to tell you something. We need to stop playing with the Most High. Okay. All right. Get Titus chapter 1 and verse 2. Get Titus chapter 1 and verse 2. Okay? Because we got to understand what's really going on here. Okay? 1 Peter 2 and 22 told us that Yahushua there was no God found in his mouth. He ain't gonna play. So why, if Yahushua is the exact image of his father, okay, why would his father bring forth folly in a question like that? Why would he do that? Okay, get Titus chapter 1 and verse 2.
This is the book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 2.
Read.
In hope of eternal life, which God, that cannot lie, promised before the world began.
He said, you said, in hope of eternal life, which God, that cannot lie, okay? He don't lie, all right? And he ain't got no guile in his mouth, all right?
That's right.
Isaiah 55 and 8. Now, look, we don't know how the Most High thinks, okay? All right? We don't know how he thinks. But at the same time, he's not going to play no games with you. So why would the Most High be asking Job, okay, Can Leviathan speak? Will he speak soft words to you? Will he become a servant for you? Okay. Now, some people are sitting back and they're saying, well, the Most High did ask, he asked Solomon, you know what I mean? And, if you can measure the sand of the sea, this, that, and the third. He was being serious with that thing. That's a serious question. All right. It's impossible to know the answer. But don't put the Most High on this level where he's asking a dumb question. All right.
All right.
Let's go. I want somebody to read Job chapter 41 and 1 one more time, and somebody get Isaiah chapter 27 and verse 1.
This is the book of Job, chapter 41 and verse 1. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down?
Okay, so can you pull this fish or this big sea creature out of the water? All right. Read.
Canst thou put an hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn?
All right. So can you put a hook in his nose and bar his jaw through? All right. Give me Isaiah chapter 27 and verse 1. Go ahead and read that.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 27 and verse 1. In those days, Yahweh, with his sword and great and strong sword, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent. And he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea.
So the Most High just said that he is going to punish Leviathan in that day. And what day? In the last day. He's going to punish him. He's going to put him to death. He's going to put him to utter destruction. But then he also, I want y'all to take heed to the words that's being used here. He called him a piercing serpent. Okay? A piercing serpent. And he said also that he is going to slay the dragon in the sea. All right. Now, Israel, if you be spiritual, okay, because we're going to look at this stuff from a spiritual standpoint right now. Okay. All right. We understand, okay, that, a lot of us, have been taught, that, Leviathan is a sea creature. Okay. And I'm not knocking that. I'm not denying that that's the fact. Okay. That's a point. Leviathan may very well be a sea creature, but I want to look at the spiritual side, okay, of the scripture. Okay. Now, when we look at the sea, what does the sea represent? All right. What does the sea represent? I want somebody to answer that in the chat. What does the sea represent? If we be spiritual. All right. Somebody bring it out. All right. I'm looking at 72 people. All right. What does the sea represent? Okay, a sister, that's Sister TT, right? I respect your name, Sister Natazak Rock. All right, but that you Sister TT too, okay?
Yeah,
but Sister TT said it's a multitude of people, okay? And she's correct. So the sea represents a multitude of people, all right? And the Most High said he's going to slay the dragon, who is also called the serpent. All right. He's going to slay the dragon and the serpent. In the sea. Okay. All right. That's kind of deep. Okay. When You think about that.
So like here.
That's kind of deep. All right.
Your audio is breaking up, everyone.
They got something to bring out?
Yeah, it's you chopping up real bad.
All right. Hey, give me Ezekiel.
Salakia Yasha Allah, please pay close attention because Adawan Mayakai is building up a case right now. So he's taking you to point after point, and he's building precept on precept. You know what I mean? To show you the spiritual side of this thing, right?
All right, get Ezekiel chapter 29. Bring it out. Hey, y'all gotta mind me there, Israel. Hey, I'm sitting out here in the sticks. Hey, my house is literally in the doggone sticks, and I'm paying an astronomical amount of money for this internet, this trash. Okay. So right now I'm trying to go off my phone, but the cell phone towers is a little ways away too. So y'all gotta mind me. Okay, Aki, and we want the word to go out. We're not gonna let Satan win. Okay. So go ahead and bring that out. Somebody get there. Ezekiel chapter 29, Akim.
Khan.
Read verse 2.
The book of Ezekiel.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Chapter 29 and verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and prophesy against him and against all Egypt. Speak and say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon that lieth in the midst of his rivers.
Read it again,
The great dragon that lieth in the midst of his rivers.
Go back to Isaiah chapter 27.
Isaiah chapter 27 and verse 1.
We want to look at the spiritual side of this thing, okay? And Most High don't ask no stupid questions. He don't ask no stupid questions, okay? Why would he ask, all right, a monster, a sea monster, to speak? Is the sea monster going to speak soft words? Go ahead and read up.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 27 and verse 1. In that day, Yahweh with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, this piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea.
He is going to slay the dragon that is in the sea. He is going to slay the king who sits amongst the people. All right. Go ahead. Go back to Ezekiel chapter 29.
I'm right there. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 29 and verse 3. Speak and say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon that lieth in the midst of his rivers, which have said, my river is my own, and I have made it for myself.
Y'all are done. Hey, get me Galatians chapter 11 and verse 8. Okay. All right, because we're speaking of Egypt right now. Okay. We're speaking of Egypt. When we were in Isaiah chapter 27, okay, and when we were in Isaiah chapter 27, we were speaking of end time. Okay, an end time prophecy. Okay, but right now we're speaking about Pharaoh, right? King of Egypt. We got to understand where we're at right now. Okay, we're literally living in spiritual Egypt. Okay, let's go ahead and read that.
Con, what precept was that, Adawan?
Go to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8.
Con. This is the book of Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
All right, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Read.
Where also our power was crucified. Salakia, where also our Lord was crucified.
So dead bodies are going to lay in the street where also our Lord and Savior was crucified. But this is going to be an end time prophecy right here. Okay? This should start to be hitting home there, people. This should start to be hitting home. Okay? Go ahead and read. Go back to Ezekiel. Let's talk about this Pharaoh.
Salakia. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 29, and verse 4. But I will put Salakia, but I will put hooks in thy jaws.
You're gonna do what?
I will put hooks in thy jaws.
But I thought, hold on for a minute. Is Pharaoh a fish?
La'ah.
Didn't
he's not.
but wasn't Leviathan referenced as a dragon in the midst of the sea?
That's right.
And didn't the Most High say? Didn't he ask Job if you can put hooks in Leviathan's jaws? Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Go ahead and continue to read.
I will put hooks in thy jaws, and I will cause the fish of thy rivers to stick unto thy scales. And I will bring thee up out of the midst of thy rivers, and all the fish of thy rivers shall stick unto thy scales.
Hey, Shalakia. Okay. So remember what we said the seas were. All right, the seas are a multitude of people. Okay. The Most High is using parabolic language right now. Okay. So the fish are going to stick, all right, to his scales. All right. So it's talking about the people cleaving to this dragon, cleaving to this serpent. Khan? All right, everybody following?
Khan.
All right. People in the chat, y'all following? I hope they following. Okay. You know, because this is very important. Hey, give me Revelations chapter 18 and verse 3 real quick. Okay, Revelations chapter 18 and verse 3. Because it said that all of the fish, all right, which is the multitude of people, are going to stick to the scales of Leviathan. Okay. All right, so go ahead and get Revelations 18 and 3. Hey, Yaakov Yah, this is cueing you, brother.
Khan.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchant, all
right, so we got to understand, okay, that this big dragon, okay, this big serpent is this Leviathan, okay, that sits in the midst of the seas. But this big dragon, okay, and this big serpent, all right, that carries the whore, all right, the great whore, is going to have everybody drunk, offer her wine. And we understand wine, okay, is doctrine, okay?
Right.
Wine is understanding, all right? So all of the nations are drunk off of her wine, and they're stuck to the scales, all right, of this beast, to include the nation of Israel, okay? To include the nation of Israel. You got something for me? Yes,
Salakia. I want to kind of put it in perspective. I'm going to go to Genesis chapter 3. As we're talking about the serpent and the dragon. We see where the serpent is mentioned again here in the beginning. It says Genesis 3:1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh the power had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, as God said, ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden. See, this was a serpent, which was actually a man who actually spoke with Eve. And she cleaved unto him as this serpent, Leviathan, had all the fish clinging to his scales. So if you look at it, if you look at the nations, You gotta want to look at all of the captivities that Israel has gone through. All of these nations, great nations, that had captive Israel. Could they not be Leviathan?
That's a good question. All right. Can this not be Leviathan? Okay. All right.
Like,
We're not knocking, all right, the teachings from the past. That's not what we're doing. We're not denying that Leviathan is a sea creature. But we also have to understand that the Most High does speak in parables. Okay. Not trying to knock anybody's understanding. Okay. We're willing to say that the scriptures are twofold. Okay. The scriptures are twofold. All right. Hey, thank you, Big My, for your generous donation there, brother. All right. We're willing to say that the scriptures are twofold. Big My. Hey, we got Feast of First Fruits coming up here on Friday, brother. You know, I don't know where you're located, but hey, come feast with us there, brother. Okay. And to everybody that's in the chat, you know, y'all come feast with us. Okay, we got
Mike Kai, if you could hear it, we can't hear you. You froze.
hey, y'all gotta take them when that okay. Take the him when that happens. All right. All right. So are you good?
Yeah, Kai. Wait.
All right. Hey, Yakum, yeah, you done with that breakdown?
Kai.
All right, go to Psalms chapter 83. Okay, go to Psalms chapter 83. We don't need the word need to keep coming out.
That's right.
Okay, we need to get enthused in this thing.
Kai.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. Be not still,
I know
O
my
He got knocked out.
God. Scripture right here is telling God to not keep silence.
That's right.
Don't hold his peace. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
That's right. All the enemies of the Most High, they have lifted up the head. They're making a tumult. They're making a tumult against the Most High. They're making a tumult of God's people. Go ahead and read that.
So like you, the most important thing, man, they coming together with one another.
That's right.
They have taken, verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thine hidden ones.
Mm.
All right. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's right. Okay, so all of these nations, all of these nations have come together, all right, to destroy us. Okay, to take our name and our heritage away. Okay, you see, Satan uses the other nations, all right, to come against us, and the devil understands that he has but a short time.
That's right.
Okay.
Con. So, you know, what the Adawan is putting together, to go back to the scriptures with the fish, I think it was Ezekiel 29, the fish sticking to the scales.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 29 and verse 4. But I will put hooks in thy jaws, and I will cause the fish of the rivers to stick unto thy scales.
Con. So with Adawan Ma'akai, he's showing you that it's really the same speak right here. You know, the same thing that's going on in this precept is the same thing that's going on in Psalms 83. If you can see it spiritually, if you got ears to hear, you know what I'm saying. You can pick back up Adawan Ma'akai.
All right, so so what we gotta understand here is that this understanding of taking us down, okay, and coming together, all right, for the other nations is not new. Okay, this is not new. This was all a part of the plan, beginning with Nimrod. Okay, beginning with Nimrod in the beginning in the book of Genesis. All right, that's where the Tower of Babel came from, because he wanted to make everybody, okay, one, under one rulership and of one speech. Okay, and we see that going on now, i.e., the United States of America.
That's right.
Okay, it's one big melting pot. All right, but I'm going to give y'all a little homework right now. Okay, I'll give y'all a little homework. We're going to give you the answer, but the homework is you studying yourself to be approved. Now, all the brothers sitting right here, all right, on this panel right now, with the assistance of my Adawan, Yahweh all, okay, we took the name of Leviathan and we dissected it. Okay, go ahead and pull up the precept there to in Genesis chapter 49. Okay, not 49, but was it 39? Go ahead and get Levi's name. Okay, so we look at Leviathan's name and we see Levi at the forefront of the name Leviathan. Okay, we see Levi at the forefront of the name Leviathan. Well, we had to get into the Hebrew because we wanted to make sure that Levi, okay, and our forefather Levi, the meaning was the same. We had to make sure. Okay, so what does Levi mean there, Brother Durant?
So like, one second, let me grab it.
It's okay, bear with him.
Yes.
What does Levi mean?
Okay.
All right. You got to take over.
So like, yeah. I didn't write it down.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
All right, so the brother is having some technical.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear what he's saying?
Salakia Israel. The Adawan, he's like he said, he's in the stick, so his internet isn't the greatest, but we're gonna do our best to bring this word out to you. You know what I'm saying? But just let us have your patience, and you will be edified. And not only that, but you have to go back and study these things as well. Don't just take our word for it. You know what I'm saying? Do your due diligence and go into these scriptures.
Khan. Salakia, the word Levi, it means joined to. It means joined to. Of course, he was the third son of Leah, but the definition of that word is joined to.
Shalakia. Okay, so and that's exactly what we needed to hear. Okay, all right. The brother Durak is the one that presented the precept. Okay, so that's why I went to him. Okay, so it means joined to. So going back to the discussion of Nimrod with the Tower of Babel and where we are in our state today, the name Levi at the beginning, okay, at the beginning of Leviathan names means joined to, joined together. Well, when we look at the end of the name, Athan, it means the same thing. It literally means the same thing. Joined together. So when you look at this beast, and the Most High, I created this beast, and he gave him a name. I just thought it was interesting that he had Levi in the forefront of his name. Okay. And we went further to dissect it. We went into the Paleo-Hebrew to make sure we had the understanding. This is your homework to study yourself to be approved. Okay? Study yourself to be approved. Don't just take our word for it. Join too. So we got a beast sitting in the midst of the seas, in the midst of the waters. Okay? And his name is joined together. Joined together with one consent to be confederate against you, Israel. Go back to Job chapter 41. Go back to Job chapter 41. Hey, Akim, hey, I go out, man. I go out. Hey, you brothers, pick it up. You already know the lesson, brother. Pick it up and just keep teaching. I'll come back in.
Time. This is Job 41. You want me to start from the top, Adawan?
Go ahead and go to verse 4.
Okay. This is Job 41, verse 4. Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him?
Hold on for a minute. Now, this is Yahweh again, asking another question. Is he going to make a covenant with you? Now, why in the heck would that's right, Taze? Why would Godzilla make a covenant with you? Why? Most High is he really wasting his breath? Okay, like no, he doesn't have any guile in his mouth. It doesn't work like that. Okay, but he does. Okay, this beast does think that he's God. This beast thinks he's omnipotent. Okay, he think he's one like Yahweh. All right, go ahead and continue to read.
Wilt thou take him for a servant forever?
Are you gonna take Leviathan as a servant forever? Maybe. All right. If this beast, okay, represents the king that sits amongst the seas, meaning sits among the nations, all right, and destroys Israel primarily, who is this beast? Who is this beast? We know that this beast is joined together. This beast is the multitude of all the nations, if you look at this spiritually. But chiefly, this beast being the man of perdition, Esau. All right? Let's go ahead and continue to read. Let's go ahead and make the comparison. And Darak, did you have something to bring out?
Khan in Ezekiel.
Go ahead, Ak.
Khan. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38. And it reads, I'm going to start at the top. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, the prince of the chief of Meshach, and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O God, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handing swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, and all with them, all them with shields and helmets. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Gomer in the north quarter and all his bands, and many people with thee. So this is people gathering together, right? And the Most High is giving Ezekiel a prophecy to prophesy against them. Wasn't it in Ezekiel chapter 29 where it says the fish are going to be in Leviathan scales?
That's right.
Going to Revelations, right? chapter
right.
chapter 18, where it says, "Come out of her, my people."
That's
Right.
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 So these people are joining into one head right now. They're joining together. What? We're gonna find out what they're trying to do when they join together. Then we read in Psalms chapter 83 that the nation would come together to do what? Let's read and see. Right? We're gonna skip down. You know what? Verse 7. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy companies that are assembled unto thee, and be thou guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years, and thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and gather out many people against the mountain of Israel. So the gathering of the people is to be against Israel. Then we hear that in Psalms 83, right? Right? And which have been always waste, and is brought forth out of the nations that they should dwell safely. Right? Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, and shall be like a cloud to cover the lands, and all the bands of the many people with thee. Can one of you, out of one, give me the book of Ezekiel? I mean, Salakia, Second Ezra chapter 13, 34, right? Because
Second Esdras what?
13 and 34. Because it said right here that these people, right, they're gonna gather together against Israel and be like a cloud, right?
Bring it out.
In Isaiah chapter 59, it says what they talking about the same thing, man. People are going to gather together against Ezekiel. Micah prophesied this in chapter 4, right?
Come on.
Hey, this is what some people call the Valley of Jehoshaphat right here. What they coming together right now to be against who? The children of Israel.
That's right.
So Zephaniah prophesied this in chapter 3 and verse 8. You can see these prophecies all around in Second Ezra we're about to get into, right? That these heathen are coming together to be against Israel, gathering together.
Right.
That's right.
But this is after Israel, right? This is after Israel comes out of her, right? So we no longer gonna be joined into with those wicked nations any longer, right? And they're gonna despise that on us, and what they're gonna try to seek occasion to do what? We're gonna go to the book of Ezekiel chapter 38, and we're gonna go to verse 10. Thus saith the Lord God, I shall also come to pass, it shall also come to pass that the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think evil thoughts. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest, and dwell safely, and dwell safely, and all them dwelling without walls, having neither bars nor gates. That's talking about the Israelites. And what is this evil thought? What they're thinking? To take a spoil, to take prey, to turn thy hand upon desolate places that are now inhabited, upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land, right? So they have an evil thought to come against the Israelites. Go ahead and read that out of one in Second Ezra.
Khan. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 34. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting.
Hey, that him right there is who is going to deliver us. Who's going to fight for us? Talking about Yahweh Shah, man. Right?
That's right.
Keep reading.
But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion.
Keep reading.
And Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hills graven without hands.
This is in us. We getting built up in the spirit. We're getting built, and we're looking like we're established, right? But what they're gonna do, they're gonna try to come and destroy us. Continue to read, and we're gonna see the parallels between this right here and Ezekiel. There's an echo. I hear echo.
Yeah. Verse 37. And this, my son, shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations,
Right?
which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest.
So all that they try, he's gonna rebuke their wicked inventions, right? All those occasions to get y'all going off, putting pork in everything, right? Making being a whore, you know, liberating and cool nowadays, selling drug is cool. All of these wicked inventions, right? He's gonna rebuke them for it. Keep reading.
Verse 38. And shall lay before them their evil thoughts and torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law,
Man, so he
which
goes,
is like unto fire.
right? Those evil thoughts, like it said, Ezekiel chapter 38, Salakia in verse 10. He's gonna lay those evil thoughts, and because they thought those evil thoughts to come destroy us, come spoil us, and rob us, Salakia, he's gonna destroy them with the fire of the law, man. Right? We're gonna break their backs with rods of iron. Right?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Hey, let's go back to the book of Ezekiel chapter 38, and we're gonna see like it said in second Ezra, they're gonna be destroyed, and we're gonna get that in the book of Ezekiel chapter 38. We're gonna read at verse 19. For my jealousy and the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel, so that the fish of the sea and the fowls of heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence, and the mountain shall be thrown down, and the sea. This is all those people that came together. They're gonna be thrown down and
That's
shall
right.
be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, saith the Lord. Every man's sword shall be against his brother, and I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his head and upon the many people that are with him, an overflowing rain of great hail, stones, fire, brimstones. Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, that they shall know that I am Yahweh. Like it says in the book of Jeremiah, they won't know me for the Lord that saved out of Egypt. Will be known for what? The saving power of him out of the land of the north.
That's right.
Con,
So
That's
he's
con,
gonna
right.
destroy these nations, and we gonna know him by that. He gonna separate himself from those other false and fake gods, right? Because all those multitudes and all those nations tried to come together with a cloud, like it describes in Ezekiel, right?
And
A
in
new
Revelations chapter 1 and 7, all right,
exactly
that's how Yahweh Shah's coming.
and
con
Salakia.
in a numerable number, like it says in Second Ezra, and what he's gonna destroy those people, those nations that gather together. He's gonna destroy
Shalakia.
Leviathan.
Shalakia. So speaking on those nations that gather together. Hey, hold your thought real quick Yakum Yah, because we got to bring this part out. Okay. Hey, let's talk about who those nations are. Okay. All right. So let's go to the book of Revelations, chapter 12, and we're going to start at verse 3. All right. Still speaking on Leviathan. Okay. But remember, we're speaking from a spiritual standpoint. Okay. Still
Con,
speaking on Leviathan, but we're speaking from a spiritual standpoint. Okay. Go ahead and bring out Revelations chapter 12, and we're going to go ahead and start at verse 3.
con. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
A what?
A great red dragon,
Read.
having 7 heads and 10
Hmm.
horns,
Hmm.
and 7 crowns upon his head.
All right. All right. So, all right, John the Revelator is looking, okay, at a great beast. Okay. And this beast is all red. Okay. All right. I.e., just like the scriptures say he is. Okay. All right. We look at the nation of Edom. Okay, it just means red. Okay. So this red dragon, okay, didn't our forefathers say that I am the brother of dragons? Okay.
That's
All
right.
right. So he said, I'm the brother of dragon. That's what Job said. Okay. And a lot of people they try to say that I know the story of Job happened before, okay, Israel, came about by name. Okay, but hey, we gotta look at this parable and we gotta start studying ourselves to be approved. Okay, we gotta look at this parable. I remember one time the brother Yakim Yah, okay, he told me, hey, the whole book of Job is a parable there, line. That's what he told me. All right, and I had to get in there and I had to start reading that thing. And you got to do the same thing, Akim and Akwath. Okay, you got to read this thing and you got to understand, okay, that these scriptures are spiritual. Sometimes it's literal, okay? Sometimes the Most High give it to us in parabolic form. He'll give us similitudes, but we got to get into this thing because knowledge will increase in the last days. Khan?
That's right.
All right.
Khan.
All right. So let's read that again. Read it again. Read it again.
This is Revelations 12, verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads.
All right. So this great red dragon, let's talk about these 7 heads. Okay. Now we talk about these 7 heads that sit on this dragon. Okay. This red dragon. Okay. So we understand that Esau, of Edom, okay, is red. All right. Just because they have called the names after the land after their names, okay, and these names aren't really the names from the Bible nowadays, all right, doesn't mean that anything has changed. So the 7 heads that come out of Edom are Greece, Rome, Russia, Spain, France, Germany,
He froze up.
okay. I see it. I see it. Okay. Now, Great Britain, okay, because we also, read, of another, another coming out, okay, and the Great Britain will be, America, okay, America would come out of Great Britain, okay, so let's go ahead and let's get these 10 heads, okay, 7 heads and 10 crowns. I'm sorry about that. 7 heads and 10 crowns, Con. All right.
10 horns.
7 heads and the 10 horns. Shalakia. 7 heads and 10 horns. All right. So the 10 horns, okay, they represent NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Okay. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization. All right. And those 10 horns are Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, and West Germany. Okay, what do they all have in common? They're red. They're all red. All right, you ain't hear no China up in that thing. Okay, you didn't hear no Japan up in that thing. You didn't hear no Africa up in that thing. They're all red. Because they all take part in that red dragon. That's right there, Mina Israel, part of the EU. Okay. So that's right. Sex of Esau's children, the cry of Jerusalem has gone up. Okay. Right. So we're just linking the scriptures up spiritually. Okay. Once again, we're not saying that Leviathan is not a sea creature. Okay. We're just speaking, okay, what we see in the scriptures as we line up. So right now we're going to go back. Okay. And we're going to look at some other things. Okay. We talked about the characteristics, okay, of this sea beast. Okay. All right. I want to go to the book of Habakkuk. Okay. I want to go to the book of Habakkuk. Okay. And I want to go to chapter 1. All right. And I want somebody else to go back to Job chapter 41. That way we're lining this thing up. Okay.
I got Habakkuk.
We're not going to keep you all night there, Israel. We're not going to keep you all night. Okay, we're not going to get through all the precepts. We just want to make our point. Okay. Hey, go ahead, Yaradan.
Yeah, you want 1 and 1?
For Habakkuk?
Con.
1 and 14.
All right, this is
But I want go ahead and read.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 14. And makest men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them. And they take up all of them with the angle.
Read through 17.
Con. They take up all of them with the angle. They catch them in their net and gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net and burn incense unto their drag, because by them their portion is fat and their meat is plenteous. Shall they therefore empty their net and not spare continually to slay the nations? So what Adawan Ma'akai is showing you right here is that in this precept, people are being compared to fish or sea monsters, right? So what he's saying is not absurd, you know what I mean? Because it shows it directly right here that fish can be men.
That's right.
It says it plain in verse 14, and make his men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things. You know what I mean? So it's plain as day right there.
God. Hey, go to 2 Kings chapter 19. Start at verse 27. So we got the fish in the sea. Now let's talk about this hook. All right. Let's talk about these hooks.
Con. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 19, verse 27, correct?
Read up.
But I know thy abode and thy going out and thy coming in and thy rage against me. Because thy rage against me and thy tumult is come up into mine ears, therefore my hook in thy nose and my bridle in thy lips, and I will turn thee back by the way by which thou camest.
All right,
this,
can y'all hear me at least?
We can hear you.
Hey, the brother Willie just gave me a tip. He told me to cut my camera off and maybe they can hear me. All right. So go ahead, Op.
Continue to read.
Yeah.
Verse 29. And this shall be a sign unto thee. Ye shall eat this year such things as grow of themselves. And in the second year, that which springeth.
Hey, we already hit the point on that.
Okay.
We already hit the point on that. Okay. So we see right here, okay, that, you know, there's reference once again, okay, of this hook being in the nose, okay, of our enemy. All right. We also see this great tumult that was mentioned in the book of Psalms, chapter 83. All right, coming up, all right, to distract us. Con.
All
right. He also says, I'm going to turn thee back by the way which thou camest. Okay. Things are going to turn around here. Okay. There's going to be a role reversal. All right. The Most High is going to put these Edomites in the dirt right where they came from. All right. He's going to put them in the dirt. All right. We got to understand these parables here. Okay. I want to go to Isaiah. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 37. Go to Isaiah chapter 37. We're still talking about the hook. Okay.
This is while we turn into that. I would like to point out that the Leviathan was referenced with Egypt. Leviathan was also referenced with Assyria. and Leviathan is being referenced with Babylon as well. Just to keep that focus of a great nation that's oppressing Israel.
Con. That's right, Op. All right. Where we at? We're in Isaiah.
All right, Isaiah 37.
Go ahead and bring it out. 28.
This is Isaiah 37 and verse 28. But I know thy abode, and thy going out, and thy coming in, and thy rage against me.
And thy rage against Yahweh. Read.
Because thy rage against me and thy tumult is come up into mine ears.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore will I put my hook in thy nose, and my bridle in thy lips.
Right. We're
And
gonna shut them up.
I will turn thee back by the way by which thou camest.
All right. So this is pretty much, saying the same thing. Okay, that was said in 2 Kings chapter 19, okay. So hey, we gotta understand here, okay, that everything is not literal. Okay, it's not literal. Most High speaking in parabolic form, like we spoke earlier, all right. Go to Proverbs chapter 30, okay, and verse 14 real quick, because it's also speaking of different characteristics, of Leviathan. Spoke on his teeth. Okay. All right.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 30, verse 14. There is a generation whose teeth are as swords, and their jaw teeth as knives, to devour.
Go ahead, Al.
To devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men.
Now, I'm just gonna be real with you. Okay, I'm just gonna be real with you. First, go to Job chapter 41 and verse 14. There, Durab. I'm gonna be real with you. I've encountered some very wicked individuals, okay, as we approach these last days. People don't care what they say to you, okay? They really don't care what they say to you in these last days. It's really because if you really pay attention, the respect for the elderly is gone, okay? It's gone. The respect for self is gone, okay? The respect for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is gone, non-existent.
That's right.
Okay, that's first and foremost. All right, I've encountered this myself. I had a situation. I was telling Glenn this last week. I had a situation at work last week. All right, where I literally, I had a young, it was a young sister, okay, and I had to get my workload checked. Where I work, I'm not gonna give too much detail, but I had to get my workload checked. So we have to go see a certain individual to get your workload checked. Okay, so I was standing, behind, another sister, right? It was a sister standing. I was standing behind her. So she goes up to get her workload checked, and I'm standing behind her. And then here comes Eve, right? I'm calling her Eve for a reason, okay? Because she's popping her gum. She's not paying attention to anything. All right. She's talking to her girlfriend, and she's just beelining to the front, okay, of the line where the work gets checked. She just walked right past me. Okay. And she walks up to get her work checked. And she got in front of me. So I say, a young lady, she was very young. Okay. I said, hey, young lady, I was sitting here first, and she says, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. She said, you should have said something. I said, that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I understand what I said. That's what I'm doing right now. This is how I'm talking to the young lady. Okay. And the young lady pops hot at me. I mean, she popped hot at me because I said, because I said, you know,
Can't hear you, Adawan.
that's what I'm saying right now. You know, and the young lady wanted to fight. Y'all hear me? She wanted to fight. Now look, I'm probably double age.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to give it a second. All right, yeah, you know what I'm saying. That story is definitely crazy. Like Eve don't be knowing what she getting into sometimes. You know what I'm saying? She think because she got a voice, you know what I'm saying, she can get loud, that she can use that, you know what I'm saying, and get away with it. But some brothers, I know Adawan Ma'akaya has, you know, a great amount of patience the Most High bestowed upon them. You know what I mean? But hey, some brothers, like he just said, respect is gone. They ain't gonna care. They ain't gonna care that you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna care that they bigger than you. You know, that's not a factor in a lot of brothers' minds.
That's right.
Hey, sisters need to, you know what I'm saying, out like with the way that you talk to men. You know what I mean? Because you never know if it's gonna go left or not. You just don't know. So it's better just to be cautious.
That's right, brother. All right. Hey, so we'll leave that alone. I'm pretty sure the brothers covered it down. The thing is you know, we this generation, you know what I mean, that's here now, it's totally different. It's totally different. I know I wasn't raised that way. All right, people don't care what they say to you. They don't care what they do to you. You know what I mean? It's just, hey, it is what it's whatever. You know what I mean? And it's just you got to pay attention that this is the last days. Okay. Hey, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, are we back in Job chapter 41? Okay, because I wanted to get Job chapter 41 and 14.
Book of Job chapter 41 and verse 14. Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about.
Now, listen, once again, we're thinking spiritually right now. Okay? We're thinking spiritually right now. When we look at our bodies, is not our body a temple? Does not Yahweh Shai enter into your body? Okay, the Spirit of the Most High enter into your body, the Holy Spirit. Okay, so you got to look at this. This is not a stupid question. It's not a stupid question. Who can open the doors of his face? I tell you who can open up the doors of his face. All right, Satan and the angels on the left-hand side. Okay, his teeth are terrible and round about. All right, that lines up with Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 14, because his teeth are swords. They cut.
That's right.
This demon comes out of the womb speaking lies. Okay. So you got to be able to line the preach. You got to be able to line the scriptures up. Okay. You got to be able to line this thing up. This may be spiritual. Okay. May not be a dinosaur jumping down. Okay. Maybe a spiritual thing. Those precepts aren't there for no reason. Okay. All right. Hey, go ahead, Derop.
So like I got did y'all already touch on did y'all already get the precept in Psalms chapter 37? I mean chapter 74?
Nah, not yet. But go ahead and bring that out.
If you're gonna get it later, then we can get it later. Salakia. You heard me, Adawan?
Con. Hey, go ahead and bring it out.
The book of Psalms.
I'll read it for you.
Okay.
74 and
14.
And 14. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 74 and verse 14. Thou breakest the heads of Leviathan in pieces, and gavest.
All right. It says thou breakest the heads of Leviathan to pieces. I don't want brought out in Revelation, right? That it that right, like in Ezekiel chapter 29, called Leviathan a old serpent, a crooked serpent, and they even called him a dragon.
That's right.
Right. Then we went to Revelation and showed you that the dragon will have 7 hands and 10 horns. Now in Psalms, King David is clearing everything up, saying that the Most High is going to break the heads of Leviathan. Right. Keep going.
Thou breakest the heads of Leviathan in pieces, and gavest him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness.
What? This can be. These we're connecting that these people. Leviathan is who? The what Esau, the other nations doing what? Coming together and going against the children of Israel. So what is the parabolic speech here? Right? That that's gonna break. He's gonna break the heads off, and what people and they're gonna be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness. The people that are inhabiting the wilderness are who? Who are those people? They are the Israelites, you know. And look, this is a precept to show you how the heads of Leviathan are going to be used as the meat for the children of Israel. Let's get the book of Psalms, chapter 149 and verse 6. Right?
Bring it out.
He's about to show you right here.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 149, in verse 6.
Bring it out.
It reads, let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen,
Right?
and punishment upon the people.
Go ahead.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people.
Didn't we read in Ezekiel chapter 38 that the people that's coming together against Israel will be punished? The same in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, that those people that come together, Leviathan, that has all those fish in his scales, is going to be what? His heads are going to be cut off, and be meat for the people in the wilderness, for the Israelites in the wilderness.
That's right.
Right. Keep reading.
To bind their kings with chains.
Right.
And their nobles with fetters of iron.
Isaiah 14:1 say what? We gonna possess them in the land of the Lord, and they're gonna be our servants and handmaids, and we're gonna rule over our oppressors. That crafty counsel in Psalms chapter 83, we're gonna rule over those people, right? Their kings are gonna be bound with chains, their heads, right? And their nobles with fetters of iron. Their leaders are gonna be what? Given to the children of Israel, right?
That's right.
Continue to read.
All right. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh.
And that's the honor we're gonna have, to have their kings and their nobles in fetters of iron and chains, right? This judgment that's written in the gospel in Isaiah 61, right?
That's right.
Written in Isaiah 14:1 as well, right? Con. And then yield off that. That's crazy. Look, I'm gonna go ahead.
A good breakdown. You got something else out?
I was just gonna go ahead and read Isaiah 14:1, but you back, so we don't gotta go in there.
No, go ahead and read that, because we getting ready to round this thing out. There's no way we get through all the precepts, man, with all the interruptions. I got people texting me, telling me that their lives are dropping. People's lives are just dropping. The video's stopping. So Esau's busy. He's busy. He don't want this to come out. Hey, it's all good. I think the people get it, though. I think they get it. Go ahead, out.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own lands. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over our oppressors. Let me ask you guys a question. Who are our oppressors? Who captives were we?
That's right.
In Psalms
Yeah.
83, it tells you that these crafty counsel gather together just so they can cut you off from being a people.
God.
Just so they can take your name, Yasharallah, out of remembrance.
That's right.
They gather together to make war so they can spoil you, so they can take you, man. So they can put you into slavery again.
Khan.
And that's a formidable beast right there. That beast has been played throughout history.
That's Leviathan coming together with fish in the scales. And what? The Most High is going to chop those heads off and give it for meat unto the children of Israel, man.
Right. That's right. Hey, so Israel, hey, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring the lesson, okay, about to a close. Okay, unfortunately, we have a lot of interruptions. And we primarily, like I said earlier, we don't want our people who may disagree, all right, and think that Leviathan is a sea creature and that we've lost our minds, all right, comparing him to the wicked, okay, as the brother Octaves just said, all right. But in the spirit, okay, we've done a little studying, okay, and we believe that this may be twofold, okay, it may be twofold, all right, where Most High may use, okay, a sea creature named Leviathan, all right, to destroy, all right, the nations and the wicked of Esau, Shalakia, and the wicked of Israel, all right, in those days. But if you look at it from a spiritual standpoint, okay, he may be Esau, okay, and the other nations, all right, in the flesh, okay. So we wanted just to give a little bit of a dialogue to the people, all right, pertaining this topic. All right, we hope that you were edified. All right, we sincerely apologize, all right, for all of the interruptions. That couldn't have been comfortable while the word was trying to come out, okay. All right, that couldn't have been comfortable, but we want to go back, okay, to what we started the lesson off with. Somebody get 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15, okay? Because everything that we brought out, we're going to challenge you, all right? We're going to challenge you to go to the scriptures and look them up for yourselves, all right? You may have a different understanding. And if you have a question, feel free to email us at sonsofthunderisraelites@gmail.com, okay? And we'll get back to you with an answer, okay? Or you can message us on Facebook if you're on our Facebook page, all right, and we'll get back to you with an answer. Go ahead and read that. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15.
God. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
That's right. All right. Study yourself. All right. Show yourself approved. A wisdom, hey, she don't deal with many people. Okay. She don't deal with many people. So if you're dealing with her, you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, she's gonna deal with you. I remember the brother Ariah out in DC. He said it best. One time I was on Clubhouse and I heard this brother, say this. He said, "What our sisters need to understand that in the truth," he said, all you sisters are in a polygynous relationship and you don't even know it. He said, wisdom is my first love. That's what the brother said. He said, wisdom is my first love. Okay. He said, that's my first wife. Okay. And you're going to have to deal with that thing. She comes first. All right. So hey, we got to understand that if you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and you're standing these scriptures and you're meditating, the Most High will reveal things to you. Okay. And he'll let you know the answer. Okay, if you're looking for it, he won't let you down. Okay, hey, you brothers, make sure y'all tuning in to the other platforms. We got Milk Mondays, we got Thursday Night Thunder, our Friday call always. You know, you got Truth Tuesday now. Okay, and check us out on every Saturday if you're not able to make it to camp. Okay, at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Facebook. We bring it live from camp. Just be ready to see more interactions with Black Lives Matter. All right, because those folks not gonna leave us alone. Okay, that's gonna be an ongoing thing. They're trying to take over our camp spot, and we not having it. Okay, all right. So, hey, you brothers got anything else?
La.
La.
All right. Hey, but Israel, hey, we like to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. All right. Barakathum to all of you. Okay. Barakathum to all of you.
And Esau, you can't get away.
You can't get away. Can't get away. Shalom.
Shalom.
Wa Akwathium.